Hello everyone, myself is NIDHI MISHRA and I am here with another video on Amit Sinha IS Academy, an online initiative. So let's discuss today with another dimension, another topic of NCERT class 12 sociology. So we are discussing social institution, continuity and change, the name of the chapter. In that, we briefly in my last video I discussed caste. In social institution, continuity and change, the three major topics that we have to deal is caste, tribe and family. They are the social institutions, that is they have certain rules, regulations and norms, and they are, that is caste, tribe and family, are the building blocks of the society. So when we discuss caste, we saw on the basis of whatever is given has been, a structure has been provided by the NCERT book to you all, and which we all have to abide. And in that continuum, we have to understand caste in past, caste in colonial India, colonial time, and caste in present time. So when we understand caste in past, we understand caste and its various features of caste. That caste is the term has been derived from Portuguese. It's a Portuguese term, which means from casta, which means pure breed, and so on. And the various features of caste. That is, it is hierarchical. It is based on the principle of purity and pollution. It is discriminatory. It is ascribed status. It is an ascribed status. It is not achieved. That is, whenever you are born into a caste, you remain in the caste. It never allows vertical mobility. Vertical mobility means upward mobility, that you cannot change your caste, that people from a lower caste cannot become a participant of a higher caste. Okay. Now when we discuss caste in colonial India, we saw it in terms of social reform movement, that how this caste as a system is so discriminatory. It is based on the principle of inequality there, and this system has been challenged in social reform movement by various social reformists. Okay. Now caste in present time, when we discussed, we need to see caste in present time in terms of dominant caste, Sanskritization, the concept of peer bourdieu, and the issue of invisibility. These dimensions we need to keep it in mind. Now when we define caste in present time, first we need to understand the concept Sanskritization, which has been given by Amit. So what is Sanskritization? Sanskritization is the process of changing one ascribed social status by people from lower caste group, mostly, to higher caste people. That is, the people from the lower caste, they actually emulate the cultural practices, the belief, the various rituals of the higher caste people in order to enhance, in order to change their social status. Understand this, the process of Sanskritization. What Amit says, it brings only positional change. It never brings any structural change. What do I mean to say that it does not bring any structural change? I mean to say that the process of Sanskritization never brings change in the structure of caste system. That is, with the process of Sanskritization, the forward caste or the upper caste cannot change their own principles, or the people from lower caste cannot change their ascribed status to any other caste. Okay, so that is what is, it brings only positional change. बहुत ही छोटे स्तर पे ये बदलाव लाता है आपके खान पीन में, आपके सोचने में, आपके पहनावा ओढ़ावा में. For example, now when you are understanding dominant caste, for example, why I am saying that I will give you one example, but before that I just want to discuss what is dominant caste. Amit has discussed dominant caste. Now what is this dominant caste? Dominant caste are those caste, or the people from those caste, who are numerically high in a particular area or a region, and they have got economic capital, they have got land right. Now, I want to make it clear here that even the Amit Srinivas, when he is defining dominant caste, he also uses the term that the people are not all the time of higher caste. So understand that a people from a lower caste can also be a dominant caste. It's not that the people of higher caste is always dominant caste. For example, if I take the example of Bihar, for example, the Yadavs and Kurmis are the dominant caste there. They are not the they do not come from the forward caste or the upper caste, but they are dominant caste there. But on the other hand, there are other dominant castes also. For example, the Bhumihars, they are also dominant caste there, and they are from the upper caste. Now, why am I Srinivas, or why I am here discussing dominant caste? What is the purpose? The purpose here is to understand that the process of Sanskritization brings some positional change, चाहे वो कितने ही निचले स्तर पे क्यों ना हो, पर थोड़ा चेंज लाता है हमारे सोच में, हमारे पहनावे ओढ़ावे, हमारे खान पीन के में बदलाव में ये चेंज लाता है. तो ये चेंज कैसे लाता है? तो संस्कृताइजेशन में जो है हम उन प्रोसेसेस को कॉपी करते हैं, इम्यूलेट करते हैं, जो कि डोमिनेंट कास्ट की प्रैक्टिस है. तो the practices of dominant castes are actually copied, emulated by the people of lower caste to change their social status, to change their ascribed status. For example, I would bring here that the concept of bride price in tribes, ठीक है, वो बदल जाता है डाउरी में, और ये देन है संस्कृताइजेशन का. ठीक है, ठीक उसी प्रकार बहुत सारे अपर कास्ट के लोग अपने वेजिटेरियनिज्म की प्रैक्टिस को गिव अप कर देते हैं एंड दे टेक द प्रैक्टिस ऑफ नॉन वेजिटेरियनिज्म. सिमिलरली इसका वाइस वर्सा भी होता है, that the practice of non vegetarianism is given up and the people from the lower caste they take up the practice of vegetarianism, है ना. तो जब हम ये बातें करते हैं तो ये कुछ ना कुछ तो बदलाव लाता है, और उससे हम उन बदलाव से हम अपनी जो स्थिति है समाज में, हम उसको सुधारने की कोशिश करते हैं या उसमें बदलाव लाने की कोशिश करते हैं. उन सारे कल्चरल, रिचुअल और बिलीफ पैटर्न में चेंज लाके हम अपनी जो मेरा प्लेसमेंट है, जो मेरी पोजिशनैलिटी है इन द सोसाइटी, इन द स्ट्रक्चरल सोसाइटी में, हम वहाँ बदलाव लाना चाहते हैं. ठीक है. नाउ अंडरस्टैंड that why I have brought here the concept of capital given by Pierre Bourdieu, the famous sociologist. Pierre Bourdieu, P-I-E-R-R-E-B-O-U-R-D-I-E-U-S. Pierre Bourdieu's concept of economic capital, cultural capital and social capital. He is a Marxist. And he says that the people of higher caste, they have all the three capitals, the social capital, the cultural capital, the economic capital. Now what is social capital? Social capital is your networking, is your contact with high profile people. That is social capital. Cultural capital. What is cultural capital? Pierre Bourdieu says that you are culturally considered as high in the society. आपके पूजा पाठ करने का तरीका, आपके सोचने का तरीका, आपका पहनावा ओढ़ावा, ये आपको एक हाई स्टेटस समाज में प्रोवाइड करता है. एंड दिस कल्चरल कैपिटल कम्स फ्रॉम योर कास्ट. एंड इकोनॉमिक कैपिटल, अब क्या है ये? आपके पास कितना लैंड राइट है, हाउ मच कैपिटल यू हैव, हाउ मच मनी यू हैव, हाउ मच मनी एंड मसल पावर यू हैव. ठीक है. तो क्योंकि हम जानते हैं मनी पावर से हमें मसल पावर भी मिलता है. सो Pierre Bourdieu discusses the concept of economic capital, social capital and cultural capital and says that the people from higher caste mostly have all the three capitals. And the people from lower caste are actually devoid from social capital, cultural capital and economic capital. But in present time, when the caste is changing its form, the economic capital is also being acquired by the people of lower caste. So the people of lower caste may not have cultural capital, but since they have economic capital, with that they have got social capital, that is a networking with high profile people. So they have now social capital and economic capital, but still they are devoid of cultural capital. Because we see, just for example, we know that we all, our state do not follow or do not discriminate on the basis of caste, but on the other hand there is the policy of positive discrimination, I would say, in the form of reservation. तो इस reservation से क्या हुआ है, जब हम scheduled caste और scheduled tribe को reservation देते हैं, तो people from scheduled caste, for example, say who are appearing civil services, they have really got their status has been elevated in the society. वो बहुत सारे लोग जो हैं जो समाज के निचले तबके से आते हैं, वो भी आज हाई प्रोफाइल सर्विसेज में कार्यरत हैं, है ना. तो जब हम इस तरह से देखते हैं तो ये हमारे समाज में बदलाव लाता है, ये हमारे सोच में भी बदलाव लाता है. ठीक है. नाउ अंडरस्टैंड दैट हाउ कास्ट इज वर्किंग टुडे. This is very important. It is very conceptual and you need to understand the issue of invisibility. What I am discussing here, the issue of invisibility, that the people from the lower caste, they actually don't want now to give up their identity, their caste identity. They want to go with their caste identity. Why? Because the caste identity ensures them capital, economic capital. And it also ensures them social capital. So with this caste identity, they are, asserting themselves with yet another face, with yet another dimension. On the other hand, the people of upper caste, they don't want to go with their caste identity. They want to give up their caste identity because they have been benefited with the caste identity since many times. Now they just want to give up their caste identity because their many generations are already in some affluent position, so they don't want to go with their caste identity. On the other hand, the people of lower caste, they want to go with their caste identity because they are reaping the benefit out of this. Okay, now tribes. When we are, why the tribe as an issue we need to discuss here today, because usually we define tribe with a negative definition. Tribe as primordial community, जो पत्ते पहन के रहते हैं, जो religion नहीं practice करते हैं, जो फलाना ढिमकाना, जो बहुत ही जो forest में, they are the forest dwellers and etc etc etc. But we need to change here our negative definition, the negative understanding, the negative mindset towards the tribe, and understand that tribe is a modern term. Otherwise, we use Adivasi, and this term tells you your identity. The term Adivasi is actually associated with your identity. Now understand tribe. When we understand tribe here, we understand tribe on the basis of the classification between permanent trait and acquired trait. The permanent trait is we identify tribes on the basis, we have actually classified tribes on the basis of language they speak, and when we have divided them on the basis of language, then they speak, it is categorized into 4 different categories, I would say, that is Indo-Aryan, Dravidian, the Austric and Tibeto-Burman. And on the basis of this dimensions, on the basis of this categorization, where are they located? Their dispersion has been discussed in your NCERT book. That is very factual, that is why I am not going to deal in detail with that. You can all go through just to get an idea. For example, the Tibeto-Burman are mostly distributed into northeastern areas, part of India, northeastern part of India. Now when I say that the tribes are also defined on acquired traits, it is important to understand here that tribes are also defined on the basis of the mode of livelihood. That is, what is the mode of their livelihood? Whether they are farmers, whether they are fishermen, whether they are food gatherers, hunters, on so and so, on the basis of they are being also defined. Because understand, the tribes are actually the people whose the natural niche, the natural habitat is the forest, and for their social capital, for their economic capital, they depend on forest only and on forest produce. Okay, so on the mode of livelihood also the tribes are also defined. Okay, now when I say that tribes are also defined on the basis of the extent that how much they are being assimilated in the mainstream society. When I say this, then there is a catchword. The catchword is the assimilation. The catchword is how much they are incorporated. What is the degree of assimilation? Before going into that, just understand what is assimilation. Assimilation is the process in which you actually give up your own belief pattern, your own cultural practices, your own private ritual practices, and you actually incorporate and start following the practices of dominant mainstream society. Okay, so that is what that is what the understanding of assimilation. Okay, अब हमें ये समझना है कि tribes कितना assimilate हुए हैं हमारे mainstream dominant society में. ठीक है, ये तो आप देखेंगे. और अगर एक जागरूक इंसान है तो कोई भी अगर एक जागरूक व्यक्ति है तो वो ये चीज़ अपने समाज में अखबार के द्वारा, वेरियस प्रिंट मीडिया के द्वारा, सोशल मीडिया के द्वारा ये चीज़ समझ सकते हैं कि now we can see that the tribes are actually being assimilated to a quite larger extent. But before that, I just want to briefly discuss here that assimilation as a process started with the advent of colonial government in India. Now, as we all know, the British government is also a brutish government. Was a brutish government. Why? Because they were here. They established themselves. They established their feet in India because of their selfish motive. And they wanted to extract maximum from India in order to benefit West. And in the due course, in that process only, the most exploited part were the tribes. Tribes, the forest dwellers, the original inhabitant of forest, they have been exploited more. Why? Because the word Dikku, when they say outsiders, the Dikku entered into forest. The outsiders enter into forest. They exploited the forest produce. They also exploited their cultural and their artifacts also. They use for their own selfish motive. And not only this, in the due course, in the lieu of this exploitation, they also started assimilating the tribal identity into the mainstream. ठीक है, कुछ क्लियर हुआ? तो वहाँ से assimilation और वहाँ से हम समझते हैं कि कितना ज़्यादा tribes जो है mainstream society में और हिंदू main fold में वो जुड़े हैं. ठीक है, कुछ ये उनका voluntary भी था और कुछ it was also forceful. Okay. Now अब हम देखते हैं एक new course of discussion कि 1960s में कुछ scholars, many sociologists defines tribe as caste on the continuum of caste. जब मैं बोलती हूँ continuum of caste में, तो एक खांचा खींच लेते हैं और हम बोलते हैं कि एक कॉर्नर में हम कास्ट को इंस्टीट्यूट करते हैं और दूसरे में ट्राइब को. तो ये एक ही कॉन्टिन्यूम में कास्ट और ट्राइब है, ज़्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं है. कास्ट हायरार्किकल है, कास्ट डिस्क्रिमिनेटरी है, कास्ट एक एस्क्राइब्ड स्टेटस है. ट्राइब इतना हायरार्किकल नहीं है, ये एक प्रिमिटिव कम्युनिटी है जो कि लार्जली वी फीलिंग पे काम करता है. ठीक है, तो वो बोलते हैं, वो स्कॉलर्स बोलते हैं कि कास्ट इज जस्ट लाइक अ tribe is just like a caste. It is actually situated and placed on a continuum. On the other hand, जो वो totally इससे differ करते हैं, they say that no. Caste is absolutely different and tribe is absolutely different. Tribes actually, they are known by their identity. They are known by their specific belief pattern. They are known by their livelihood. ठीक है, और caste वो ये भी बोलते हैं कि tribes actually follow. ट्राइब और कास्ट में डिफरेंस है कि कास्ट जो है वो प्योरिटी एंड पोल्यूशन के प्रिंसिपल पे बेस्ड है एंड ट्राइब इज बेस्ड और इज प्लेस्ड और इज डिफरेंशिएटेड ऑन द प्रिंसिपल और थ्रू द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ एनिमिज्म. एनिमिज्म है ना, एनिमिज्म क्या है? we all know that animism is also, it's not a religion. It's not a religion which the tribes actually follow, or it's not a religion which is documented, which is written in text. But animism is actually worshipping the supernatural or unknown forces and powers. That is what is animism. और ये tribes जो हैं animism practice करते थे because understand that they were actually dependent for every aspect on forest and forest produce. So their cultural belief, their rituals were also associated with forest. So in animism they used to, worship any forest god or any tree. For example, it has been mentioned by a famous sociologist, the tribes for a better rain and for better harvest, they used to throw big stones from the mountains in order to hail rain, for the better produce, for the better harvest. So it is actually a specific set of cultural practices which tribes follow, and what one set of scholars say that on this basis caste is different and tribe is different. Now in 1970s there was other discourse. The discourse is on the basis of Sanskritization and acculturation, that how much the tribes are Sanskritized and acculturated. Acculturated, that means it is again a process that how much the mainstream culture have been imbibed by the tribal people, so that their identity gets diluted, right? So and today in mainstream we discuss with the policy of isolation and integration. India is a land of cultural diversity, and we know that India handles this diversity in a beautiful manner. Despite so many conflict, despite so many strife, still we actually, India has been handling it through marvelous means, and I would say that it stands apart as against any other nation. So when I say this, why I am saying it, and why this feeling of patriotism and the staunch feeling is coming out right now, you can see here. Why? Because I am saying that India follows the policy of followed the policy of isolation, and it follows the policy of integration in its own way. Integration, when I say, I mean to say that when I am saying integration कि आप कितना उसको इंटीग्रेट कर लेते हैं अपने मेन फोल्ड. और जब आप इंटीग्रेट करते हैं, I'll just go through the definition that integration is a process in which the cultural aspect of one group is given up in order to imbibe the cultural aspect, the belief pattern, the ritual pattern of the dominant society, of the mainstream society. But understand,